Hello, welcome back. We are working on our album. We just finished the first one, which got us this far. We've got our pages inserted, and we are playing with Ciao Bella's Majestic Dream collection. Now, there are several ways you can take this paper collection. You can take it on a travel, you can take it on a spiritual. There are different ways based on the sayings that are in this. With this being February and Valentine's is right around the corner, I'm kind of leaning toward that direction. So what I've started off with here is this cut came from, let me see, is it this one? Hold on. Here we go. So this piece of paper right here came from this cut, but I cut out all the extra around the edges so that all I had left was this framed piece with this soft mid-green here on the edges. And then I used the 12 by 12 sheet. And I apologize, I forgot what pack I took this out of, but it has memories up along the side. And if you turn it over, it has a bunch of doors, windows, housing elements. I want it on this side. This was what I was after, was the word memories. Now, this is a beautiful, soft salmon to help pick up the salmon color in this. But I've also got that mid-green, so I am backing this with the mid-green so that it allows all the colors and everything to pop. So when you put this on here, stay in frame, Charlie, then you've got this beautiful salmon, this mid-green, and then you have these beautiful neutral tones here. And then you're going to come in here and you're going to give it a little bit of a pop by putting this in. Now it starts to tie in those edges. So I will show you what I came up with. All right, so this is going to and I'm going to use a very beautiful, I consider it an old-fashioned type lace / ribbon, cream in color, to help accent some of the natural soft tones in this. So I'll put that aside for now. So then I took one of the cards and I trimmed out around so that you can see this lacy here. And this is what gave me the idea to use a lace type ribbon. So you choose what you want to choose. But this is going to sit here. I've mounted this on a piece of chipboard so it's raised up a little bit off the front. I don't want to lose the word memories, so that's going to mount right there. Then I cut this out of the cut apart page. I cut out the small peacock and mounted it on some chipboard as well, and it's going to sit down here in this corner. This clock, I put it on my trimmer and cut it out, or my die machine cut it out. It's going to sit there. Then I fussy cut out the matching butterfly off the cut apart page, mounted it so it will pop up a little bit. And then I cut out a lot of hearts off that cut apart page. And one of the sayings, love, I'm going to put this one here. And then I've got this big heart. I was going to take this old-fashioned bronze type and I'm going to put it up here. And then I was going to kind of balance these three out and it's going to come down here. I got to get it underneath the chipboard. There we go. So they're going to come in down here. I'm going to space them out just a little bit. So this is what it's going to look like when we're done. All right, so that's going to be the front of it. The spine is an extra strip off of this piece here that I cut. And I just cut kind of what I wanted to see. The back, I'm using this numbered sheet. I just love the antique-ish type appeal to this, and on the reverse side are these beautiful poppies, but I want this side. And it's gonna balance on the green, and then I just couldn't stand myself. I love this house, and these flowers match here, so this is gonna go here on the back. So that's how it's all gonna get balanced. So the first thing we want to do is we need to get our lace / ribbon. If you're using just a plain cream colored ribbon, that is perfectly fine. But I need to get this on first, because if I don't, I always forget. So at 9 inches, midpoint's going to be 4.5, so I'm going to match up that 4.5 there. And the center of my ribbon again at 4.5 right there. Now I will not be taking the ribbon or the tape all the way to the end, because as you pull back the ribbon, I don't want to see that gummy gooey stuff. All right, I'm using the whitest tape I have, which is 5/8. I'm just going to kind of tear off a piece. And I'm going to center it. I'm going to come back about 1/4 inch, thereabouts. And then I'm going to center this. And then I'm going to center this. Okay, so let's start with the back. We'll move to the spine, and then we'll move to and finish off the front. All right, let's get us some tape. I'm going to move this out of my way so I can get this up here a little bit. Now, I don't normally use 1/2 inch tape when I put these down, but because of the type of lace ribbon I'm using, I need as much coverage as I can get. And then I want just a smidgen down the middle, just so so it will stay. And I think what I'm going to do, I don't know if this will help me any. Add a little bit of glue here to help the paper and that to stick together. All right, I'm going to carefully, how about I take that off, the centerpiece, carefully match up and lay this down. Okay. Could have been a disaster if I hadn't caught that. The lace rolled up on me. Okay. So then we're going to add this. We'll get that balanced on there. Should have taped this. Sometimes I find this glue starts to set before I get done applying it. And my little house. I just think that's so adorable. I did back that on green cardstock. If I put it on salmon, it would have been too bright. That's not what I wanted. I just wanted a nice, soft look, so green it was. Okay, let's go ahead and let's add our spine piece. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the spine. I'm toying with something. I'll show you. I may not do it. It just depends upon how it looks. Okay, so let's go ahead and get... Sorry for the camera shake. I'm trying to really burnish down this ribbon. Oh, and I forgot to ink and tell you what I'm using for inking. Hope it's not too late for you. I apologize. But if you're just watching, then you'll... Oh, and you might not even be an inker, so I can just tell you that I am. All right, I am using Distress Ink Gathered Twigs. I wanted that warm, dark brown. It's not dark brown, but it's a nice, warm, beautiful brown. And it works well with the colors, the tones in this paper. Okay, so that's done. That's out of the way. Let's go ahead and get this set. I'm going to do the corner and the bottom edge. shifted on me a little bit there. Okay, this is such I love this. I just think that is so cool. Hopefully we'll get to play with that in a different format. All right, now what I was thinking about doing is running some of this same lace up along the spine, so then when you close the book, you have a little bit of it hanging here over the edge. Now, I'll get it all together and then I'll come back and revisit this and see if this is something I want to do. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get this all mapped out. Okay, so first thing that's got to go down is not this, but I want to get this centered on here so I'll know where to place this. I want to get my heart down. So I'm going to hold that piece with my arm. There we go. Okay. So I will go ahead and get this committed. This down here, try and space it top to bottom, and then there's the heart. Now again, you can use any color cardstock you want. I'm just going more for the love theme. And this card here says, "Darling, you are beautiful." Now that can be given to anybody. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to glue in my butterfly. I use little tiny thin strips of chipboard. That's going to go there, so it's a raised element. This is going to tuck here. I'm going to put it in last. Here's my peacock. Again, I use some chipboard pieces. And he's got a square edge, so that's why I'm kind of propping him down here. He adds an element of color and liveliness. Now we have our clock, which is going to go right there. And then we have these 3 hearts, which are going to go down here in this corner. Now, There are a lot of flowers. You can certainly cut and trim some of those instead of the hearts. But I thought this had enough going on with the floral that I wanted to change up the elements just a little bit. And then the last one, the heart that has the word love on it. I'm going to just tuck it right under there, underneath this flower, above the peacock, and there we have it. That's the front of the album. We got our spine, we have this edge. Now let's take a look at this. So if I put this on here, it's going to cover the hearts up a little bit. It matches this texture here. I almost wished I hadn't put these down, but that's okay. So I'm just still thinking, some I can add a little later. I've really got to mull this over because then it's going to come and wrap around the spine. So I'm going to set these aside. I'm going to think about it. If it's something you want to do, I think what my challenge is I wish this was maybe a 1/2 inch smaller in width. I have some other ribbon. Maybe I'll try it. Hold on. It just occurred to me. Let's see. I really would love to have some warm texture there. Different is definitely texture, but again, I'm going to think about it. I'll just set things aside. All right, so for now, folks, that is it. We are done with the outside of the album. For now, I'll let you know if I've made some changes. And next, we will start working on the inside panel. So until then, bye-bye.